Shalom. Shalom. To the east. Right? Call halal Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Yahweh Kakadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone for pushing 100% truth and rule well. Peace and salutations to the hopeful elect. Shalom. This is M.O.T.B. I took the day off. I couldn't take it off last year as far as Passover and the Sabbath. They both fall on the same day. Shit, I'm going to take a day off. Okay. And so, you know, it's in my neck of the woods, it's like 4:50 in the afternoon. And you know, I was you know, I'm up here prepping my grill, you know, to put some stuff out here. As you can see in the background, it looked like it's gonna rain. So I figured, like, since it's gonna rain in my neck of the woods, probably ain't raining everywhere else, but it's in my neck of the woods. Yeah, it's about to rain. So instead of going through all of them changes, I'm gonna just go and cook my food early, right? And you know, that's what you see in the background, the grill. You know, so I'm just trying to, you know, smoke the meat or whatever have you. I ain't got nothing on there yet, but I intend to. Okay. Now let me but yeah, today's the Passover. Oh, let me get my oh no, you don't. Let me get my stuff here. Right. I had to get my book. Aha. Most definitely had to get that one. Right. So, first off, okay, as far as I'm going to go to Genesis chapter 1. Let me get it. Verse 14. And the Most High God, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, said, let there be lights in the firmament of the heaven to divide the day from the night, and let them be for signs and for seasons and for days and for years. Right? So the star that covers the stars in the heaven, that covers the moon. Okay? Because if you go up, all right, the Most High said, let there be light, and there was light, like in Genesis 1 and 3. And the Most High saw that the light, that it was good, and God divided the light from the darkness. So right there, the Most High God, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, created good and the evil. Right there in the same spot. I mean, you know, I speak as a man, but that's what it seems to me. Because like it says in Isaiah chapter 45, verse 7, he said, I form the light, I create darkness, I make peace, and I create evil. I, the Lord, do all these things. And the Lord is in capital letters. So when you go back into the Assyrian script Hebrew, okay, it is as Yah-ha-wah-ha, okay, which means he exists, he to be, or he is. You see what I'm saying? Okay. And the Most High Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai saw that the light, that it was good, and the Most High divided the light from the darkness. And Yahweh called the light day, and the darkness he called night, and the evening and the morning were the first day. Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai said that let there be firmament in the midst of the waters. That's when the Most High separated the water from, you know, the waters that are here on earth from outer space. Then he brought the earth up out of the waters. Now skipping down, right? Back to 14. And the Most High said, let there be lights in the firmament in the heaven to divide the day from the night, and let them be for signs and for seasons and for days and for years. And let them be for lights in the firmament of the heaven to give light upon the earth. And it was so. You see? So that's the power of the Most High God. And a lot of our people are, because like last week, I had a couple, a man and his wife come by the camp, you know, and they inquired of the Lord. You know, they asked about, what meanest thou by these? Because I have a tendency to, I've realized by taking a sociology and psychology class in college when I was there, that a lot of our people are. Oh, Shalom, brother. Shalom. Who is that? The hopeful elect. Hey, Shalom, brother. Happy Sabbath, and it's the PASACH. Happy Passover, man. As you can see in the grill. I'm just waiting on my coals to turn white. Ooh. So, yeah, just waiting on them to turn white, cool off a little bit. You know what I'm saying? And so I can go on and roast my lamb like they said. And I'm gonna put together but I'm preaching about the Passover now. But I was talking about the young couple that came by my camp last week. The camp, me and our brother Yakal, his channel is Be Strong in the Lord 144. No spaces. Be Strong in the Lord, all lowercase. Okay. 144. That's the other brother I preach with out there. I'm Judah, he's Ephraim. I'm Judah, he's Joseph. You see what I'm saying? So just us out there believing on the same thing, that the Most High Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua is a so-called colored black person. Okay, falls right into biblical prophecy. Okay, and so, but yeah, I was preaching about the new moon Sabbath. And then I was going to go off into the Passover. Right? Genesis chapter 1, verse 15. And let them be for lights in the firmament of the heaven to give light upon the earth. And it was so. And the Most High made two great lights. The greater light to rule the day, which is the sun. And the lesser light to rule the night, and he made the stars also, which is the moon and the stars. Okay, that's where the word month come from, is the moon. New moon Sabbath. Okay, and the best we could do, based on, unfortunately, on the Gregorian calendar of Pope Gregory the Sixth. Okay, we didn't have a choice. Okay, we're doing the best we can to keep the law, statutes, and commandments to the best of our ability. That's all we can do. It's impossible to keep the law perfectly, but we're trying to do the best we can by showing the love, showing love for the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua, and loyalty to keeping his laws as best we can by doing what we can to do it. And 2/3 of our people are out there, they lost in the goddamn sauce, man. They really ain't got a clue. I'm like, wow, they really don't have a clue. It's crazy, man. Okay. Verse 17. And the God Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua set them in the firmament of the heaven to give light upon the earth, and to rule over the day and over the night, and to divide the light from the darkness. And the Most High saw that it was good. And the evening and the morning were the first day. So, that's basically what we're trying to do. We're just trying to keep the Passover, right? I'm going to go to 1 Corinthians. 1 Corinthians chapter 11, verse right? Verse 23. What? Have ye not houses to eat and to drink in? Or despise ye the church of the Most High Yahweh, and shame them that have not? What shall I say to you? Shall I praise you in this? I praise you not. Verse 23. For I have received of the Lord that which also I delivered unto you, that the Lord Yahushua, the same night in which he was betrayed, took bread. Verse 24. And when he had given thanks, he brake it and said, Take this, eat. This is my body, which is broken for you. This do in remembrance of me. Verse 25. And after the same manner also he took the cup when he had supped, saying, This cup is the New Testament in my blood. This do ye as often as ye drink it in remembrance of me. Right? Verse 26. For as often as ye eat this bread and drink this cup, ye do show the Lord's death till he come. And that's the Passover. That's what we try to do. I can't keep the Passover perfectly every week, because normally, I'm at work. I'm supposed to be at work today. but I took the day off. It's a double whammy, man. Fuck that. I apologize for my cousin, but hey, I had to take the day off, man, to show Lord Yahweh Bashim Yahushua that I care about him and I care about his laws. Okay? Yeah, I had to, man. I mean, guilt was kicking my ass last year for sure. So I wasn't doing it again this year. I'm just gonna take a day off because I had forgot what day the Passover was on last year. It was like, oh shit, it's the Passover. Oh no, I'm at work. Oh man, I felt so shitty, dude. When I got off work, man, I didn't know what to do, man. I was like pissed off. So I lit up the grill and put my Passover meat on there, and I ate my horseradish with what was that she put, not celery, I forgot the name of it, that cilantro, and I mixed it up together, cilantro with the horseradish, and ate my meat, and ate me some unleavened tortilla chips. That's the best I could do to keep the law. I did what I could. Fuck it. I tried, man. It's hard. And then with Esau Edom, the so-called white man, making all of the poison all of the food, genetically modified organic food, all of this. I mean, damn, man. We ain't gonna never get a break, man. I got bags up under my eyes, dude. I ain't never had no bags. What the hell, man? All of a sudden. Okay? All of a sudden? Man, come on, man. I understand I'm tired, I'm old, but that's too much. Okay? For real. And it all stems back to the food that we're eating. Vladimir Putin was about 3 weeks ago said that the American food supply has been they've been putting human meat in the what's that? My device is saying my device is overheating, whatever. Right. They said Vladimir Putin said the American people's food supply is being infused with human meat. Human flesh. Vladimir Putin said that. Vladimir Putin put out all them pictures where it showed that Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, Paul the Apostle, Joseph and Miriam, the baby Yahushua was all dark-skinned people. Oh shit. Crackers is mad about that. Okay? They's pissed off about that for real. Anyway, where was I at? Okay. 1 Corinthians chapter 11. Verse 27, wherefore whosoever shall eat this bread and drink this cup of the Lord unworthily shall be guilty of the body and blood of the Lord. And that's what I try to do, is try to be as careful as I can. I know I can't keep it perfectly, but I'm going to try. You know what I'm saying? Would he blame me for trying? I mean, I believe in his name. I don't see why he wouldn't, is that mercy rejoices against judgment, right? Anyway, verse 28, but let a man examine himself, and so let him eat of that bread and drink of that cup. For he that eateth and drinketh unworthily eateth and drinketh damnation to himself, not discerning the Lord's body. For this cause many are weak and sickly among you, and many sleep, which many people have died amongst our people, right? For if we would judge ourselves, we should not be judged. But when we are judged, we are chastened of the Lord, that we should not be condemned with the world. You see? Wherefore, my brethren, when ye come together, eat, tarry one for another. And if any man hunger, let him eat at home, that he come not unto condemnation. And the rest will I set in order when I come. So clearly, when Yahweh Shah Mashiach, when he come, okay, he's going to set us in order. Like it says in the book of the second Ezra chapter 13, verse 12, I think it is, down to 30. I don't know. I'm just, right? Hold on, Slucky. Hold on. Let me get, come on. Right? Set them in order. Right? Boom. Okay. Okay, let's go to Psalms 50. Verse 14. Offer unto the Most High Yahweh Ba'Hashem Yahushua thanksgiving. That's when we say, Kal Halal Yahweh Ba'Hashem Yahushua Ba'Hashem Yahushua Kakadash. Right? Right? These things, okay, where was I at, man? Wow. It moved on me. I don't know how I did that. That was new. Okay. Offer unto the Most High thanksgiving and pay thy vows unto the Most High. And call upon me in the day of trouble, and I will deliver thee, and thou shalt glorify me. And this is my way of trying to glorify the Lord by, roasting meat, trying to get it done as quickly as I can. You know what I mean? So like, I need to go put this on the grill. The grill is ready. Okay. Just hold on for a second. Let me go get my meat. I'll be right there. All right. Yeah, now we're going to cook it off. Yep. Yeah, buddy. Yeah, buddy. Old lamb chops in. I don't know. I ain't gonna be able to eat them all anyway. I'm gonna leave some on here to cook, Ain't but 7 of them anyway in the package. No big deal. But anyway. Hold on, let me get it. Oh, I'm here already. Move, girl. My dog. But yeah, man. And so, that's basically what I was doing, man. Just doing my Passover meat. The whole 9 yards. Took the whole day off. I said, shit, I'm gonna do what the Lord told me to do before He killed me, because I ain't trying to get killed by the Lord. He can always bring you back after He judge you, like it says in He can judge you just like it says in 2 Corinthians chapter 5 verse 10. For we must all stand before the judgment seat of Hamashiach Yahushua to give account for the things that were done in our body according to what was done, whether it be good or bad. Knowing therefore the terror of the Lord, we persuade men. And, like I was saying earlier about that couple that came by to ask what thou meanest by these, and concerning the book of Ezekiel chapter 38 verse 18. No, 37 verse 18. When the children of Israel come unto thee and they ask, what meanest thou by these? Let me just go get it. Yeah, let me just go get it. Because I'm going off of memory, I try to memorize these biblical scriptures for one day. Shit, they ain't going to be there, man. These devils don't give a shit. Right? Ezekiel chapter 37, the vision of the dry bones in the valley, right? The parable of the 2 sticks. I'll start up at 15. The word of the Lord came again unto me, saying, Moreover, son of man, take thee 1 stick and write upon it for Judah and for the children of Israel, his companions, and then take another stick and write upon it for Joseph, the stick of Ephraim, and for all the house of Israel, his companions, and join them together into 1 stick, and they shall become one in thine hand. And when we do that is we use like this sign behind me, okay, a picture what the Most High would be, except it would have a lion on it, and it has all of the 12 tribes of Israel. You see what I'm saying? On it. You see what I mean? And then, and when the children of thy people shall speak unto thee, saying, What wilt thou not show us? Wilt thou not show us what thou meanest by these? That's my point. Say unto them, Thus saith the Lord Yahweh Ba'Hashem Yahushua, I will take the stick of Joseph, which is in the hand of Ephraim, and the tribes of Israel his fellows, and will put them with him, even with the stick of Judah, and make them 1 stick, and they shall be one in mine hand. And the sticks whereon thou writest shall be in thine hand before their eyes. Right? And that's the stick. Is the 12 tribe sign of the 12 tribes of Israel that was laid down by the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Okay? And I got that sign out there. I got all of the different years of the different captivities that we had partook in. All of that. Okay. Okay. Okay, and so, yeah, man. Like I said before. Yeah. So, and I did what I could to explain it. You can go back on my this latest live stream of last weekend. They were off to the side because I forgot to turn my camera to the side. Because as we were setting up, people just started coming to find out what was going on, right? And I didn't get a chance to set up. I was still typing in on my phone, everything, trying to type in the name of the title of the video, all of this shit, man. And brother, you call, which means endurance in the Lashwan Kodanch, to endure. Okay, he was talking to him, and the one brother was asking me about the mark of the beast, and I pulled the sign out. I showed him what the mark of the beast was or is, and what form it's going to take. So this way they're not completely caught off guard when they're forced, to make a decision, being backed into a corner, not knowing what to do. So, I didn't want to leave them like that. So I told them what the mark of the beast was, what they need to do in order to receive mercy from the Lord to avoid punishment. I did my job. That's our job, right? Okay. And so, but anyway, let's go back. Yeah. So the definition of unworthily, like I said in 1 Corinthians chapter 11, verse 23 to 34, is an adverb that says, in an unworthy manner, someone lacking merit, not suitable, fit, or honored, right? See, and that's crazy. But I'm going to go over here to Joel chapter 2. I went to Amos. Salaki. Joel chapter 2, verse 30. And I will show wonders in the heavens and in the earth, blood, fire, pillars of smoke. Okay. And I made my latest video I just made was about earthquakes. The latest earthquake that never made it to the news. I wonder why. Okay. That was over in Sri Lanka or some shit like that. Okay. Buildings were swaying and all of that, you know what I mean? And it never made it on the news. I'm like, wow, that's crazy. Why they didn't do that? And but everybody's focused on this war. Donald Trump pushed this fucking war, okay, against the Constitution, against Congress, in order to cover up his guilt in the Epstein files. That's the reason why he did that shit. Okay, because they're bringing charges of child molestation, pedophilia, and rape against his ass, whether he's president of the United States or not. So push this war, put your mind on that and not this. That'll give his lawyers enough time to try to fight it. Oh, you can't fight that shit. You got witnesses that are still alive saying that you popped him. It's too late, man. If you wanted to keep this shit quiet, you should have got rid of all of the fucking, all of the witnesses. Uh-oh. It's like it. I thought so. Oh, okay. All right. Yeah. Hold on, fellas. Let me get. Come on. Don't stick. Watch it. Sorry about that, y'all. Okay. I figured like, well, I'm going to try to do everything I can to keep the law of my God. Right? Second Ezra, or no, not Second Ezra, but Joel chapter 2. Verse 1, I'll just start there. Blow ye the trumpet in Zion and sound an alarm in my holy mountain. And that's what we do by standing on these street corners, risking our life, our freedom. You know, the police be driving by my camp over on 13th all the time. All the time, trying to intimidate me, whatever have you they try to do. But they see that Bible in my hand, see? They see that Bible in my hand. I ain't no harm to nobody, I ain't hurt nobody. What are you talking about, man? They see the whiskers. Shit, man, come on, man. Okay? People need to prepare for this civil unrest that's finna jump off. That's what they need to do. Right? Let all the inhabitants of the land tremble, for the day of the Lord cometh, for it is nigh at hand. Right? Verse 2, a day of darkness and of gloominess, a day of clouds and of thick darkness, as the morning spread among the mountains, a great people and a strong. There had not been ever the like, neither shall there be any more after it, even into the days of many generations. Verse 3, and this is the destruction of America, Babylon the Great. A fire devoureth before them, which are those ICBM thermonuclear missiles, broken arrows, found in 2nd Ezra chapter 13, verse 16. 16, verse 13, Salakia. Okay. Okay. A fire devoureth before them, and behind them a flame burneth. Right? The land is as the Garden of Eden before them, and as you can see, this would be like the Garden of Eden. You know, you got buildings, you got houses, everybody's going about their business, doing what they do like they usually do. Okay? And behind them, a desolate wilderness. Okay? Now, this desolate wilderness is going to be after the explosions of these thermonuclear weapons. America's is running out of time. Because everybody's sick and tired of this bully going from continent to continent to continent, stealing natural resources, stealing the sovereignty of sovereign nations by imprisoning the leaders of these sovereign nations. They're sick and tired of this bullshit, man. You know? I mean, everybody is. Can't really say you blame them. I mean, these devils, man, they got to be stopped, man. They got to be stopped. I mean, what the fuck? You just can't just keep stealing. This is a country based on theft, rape, and murder, dude. What the fuck? Everybody's tired of this shit. Every nation is tired. You're going to fall into a biblical prophecy that's going to call out the doom of America. Okay? For the day. Wow. Where did that come from, man? Let me get that one. Doo-doo. Let's go get 2nd Ezra chapter 7. Verse 43, I think it is. Is it 7? No, number 6. Yep. 2nd Ezra chapter 7, verse 43. But the day of doom shall be the end of the time of this time, and the beginning of the immortality for to come, wherein corruption is past, intemperance is at an end, infidelity is cut off, righteousness is grown, and truth is sprung up. Now, let's go off into some definition of words. Let's see, intemperance. Salakia. Let's go get intemperance. Intemperance definition. Intemperance. No, not temperance. Intemperance. Okay. Come on. Okay, I'll do it again. Intemperance definition. There you go. Right?
Temperance means being moderate, practicing self-restraint, and having self-control in your actions, thoughts, and feelings. It involves avoiding extremes, like overindulging in pleasures or sensory experiences.
Okay, so let's read what the robot was talking about. Intemperance is generally defined as moderation, voluntary self-restraint, or self-control in actions, thoughts, and feelings. It is the practice of avoiding extremes, not indulging too much in pleasures or appetites, particularly food, drink, and sensory enjoyments. But that's all America is all about. It's all about indulging in too much in pleasures and appetites, particularly food, drink, and sensory enjoyments. What type of sensory enjoyments do these motherfucking Edomites partake in, for the most part? Okay? Pedophilia, murder, debate, deceit, malignity whispering, backbiting, haters of the Most High God, despiteful, proud, boasters, inventors of evil things. Right? That's what this country is all about, man. It doesn't have any virtue or character. Okay? The character that America has been portrayed, like it says in John chapter 10, verse 10, the thief cometh not before to steal, kill, and to destroy. Right? But anyway, 2nd Ezra chapter 7, verse 44, intemperance is at an end, infidelity is cut off, righteousness is grown, and truth is sprung up. Let's go to infidelity. Okay, boom. Infidelity definition, right? Infidelity is the breach of trust, commitment, or exclusivity in a romantic relationship involving physical, emotional, or digital intimacy. Digital, they added digital. So you can go and bang a robot. Digital intimacy, you know, so you can watch a porno, beat your meat off. Okay, digital intimacy, that shit wasn't there a couple of years ago. It went from emotional, involving physical, emotional intimacy with someone outside that partnership. They added digital in there. They added digital. It is defined by secrecy and breaking established relationship boundaries, often causing severe emotional, psychological, and relationship damage. What is that? Adultery. Okay, that's what infidelity means, is adultery, spiritual fornication. Okay, and that's what they practice here in America. Okay, okay. But anyway, verse 45. Then shall no man be able to save him that is destroyed, nor to oppress him that hath gotten the victory. Right? Right? Verse 47. For what profiteth now for men now in this present time to live in heaviness, and after death to look for punishment? O thou Adam, what hast thou done? For though it was thou that sinned, thou art not fallen alone, but we all that come of thee. Right? And like it says in the book of Ecclesiasticus, chapter 25, verse 28, I think it is. Well, let's go get it. I'm tripping. I got the book in my hand. Crazy. Let's go get 25. Is it 26? Nope. Hold on. All right. I think it's 25. It should be 25 then. Right, here it is. Yeah, it was 24, not 28. Okay, Ecclesiasticus, the book of Sirach, chapter 25. Right? Verse 24. Of the woman came the beginning of sin, and through her we all die. Right? So we have to do everything we can to be as careful as we can in following after the Most High God, Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahweh Shai, because it's easy to offend him. Okay? And so, by the grace and mercy of the Most High God, giving us an unction, okay, or giving us a chance, okay, the Most High Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahweh Shai sent his only begotten Son to sacrifice and shed his blood, so this way we would have that opportunity to keep the laws and statutes imperfectly, okay, but his blood would cover us where we make our mistakes. And I'm probably making a mistake now, don't know, but I'm trying to do the best I can, you know what I mean, and keeping the Passover. Joel chapter 2, right? Verse 3, a fire devoureth before them, and behind them a flame burneth. The land is as the garden of Eden before them, and behind them a desolate wilderness. Yep, and nothing shall escape them. The appearance of them is as the appearance of horses, and as horsemen, so shall they run. So, you know, after the chariots of the Most High God, Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahweh Shai, pick up his elect from the four winds, from one end of heaven to the other, as it is written in Matthew chapter 24, verse 31, okay, that's when they're going to start seeing these horses that run, which are thermonuclear missiles and intercontinental ballistic missiles that are going to come and destroy America and burn the place up, right? But in the meantime, right, let's go to, what was it, 2nd Ezra? Let's go back to 2nd Ezra. Second Ezra chapter 5, verse 1. Nevertheless, as concerning the tokens, behold, the days shall come that there which dwell upon the earth shall be taken in a great number, and the way of truth shall be hidden, and the land shall be barren of faith. And that's basically what's going on right now in front of our face in real time. It's like it. Yep, thought so. I could have done this, put them over there. it's cool at. I'm gonna keep these on here for another five, maybe 2 or 3 minutes. And that's it. Another 5 minutes, that's it. Okay. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to do the best I can, man. I'm trying to keep the law as best I can, you know. I just felt the spirit. I'm gonna just start now, because I planned on doing it this evening, but it looked like it's gonna rain, you know. And then I've checked the weather. It says it's gonna thunderstorm this evening, and even is when the sun goes down, and the sun goes down here in Wichita, Kansas, where I'm at 7:52. You see, so I'm gonna try to do the best I can, man. Anyway. 2nd Ezra chapter 5, verse 2. But iniquity shall be increased above that which thou now seest, or that thou hast heard long ago. And the land that thou seest now to have root shall thou see wasted suddenly. Okay? So you see how Joel chapter 2 as a precept goes into right here in 2nd Ezra chapter 5, verse 3. Okay, let's read it again. And the land that thou seest now to have root shalt thou see wasted suddenly. It's going to be wasted suddenly. Okay, that's thermonuclear destruction. Shit, Vladimir Putin has already declared that America's in World War III. Right? They're already talking about putting the Russian Spetsnaz, which is equal to all of America's most violent and murderous military forces. Okay? Doesn't matter. Okay? It don't matter. Okay? Okay, unworthily, adverb. It frequently indicates something is beneath the dignity of a station or a person, unworthy of value or deservingness, often implying that they are not fit or of low quality. So 2/3 of our people are going to be caught up, left here and melted in this thermonuclear destruction that's going to come upon Babylon the Great, America. And we try to tell the people that they ain't want to hear what the fuck we got to say. Walk right on by. You know, don't say nothing. You know, they look at the pictures, tripping. Say, get out. Whining and shit. You know how dogs are. Anyway, 2nd Ezra chapter 9, verses 1 through 7. So let's get it. You know, I prepared a little early, but when I heard that the weatherman said it's gonna rain, I'm like, well, shit, I gotta start early. But it's still the Passover, so I'm gonna keep on going until I get it right. Anyway, 2nd Ezra chapter 9, verse 1. He answered me then and said, measure thou the time diligently in itself, and when thou seest part of the signs past, which I have told thee before, then shalt thou understand that it is the very same time wherein the Highest will begin to visit the world which he made. Therefore, when there shall be seen earthquakes and uproars of the people in the world, then shalt thou well understand that the Most High, Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai, spake of those things from the days that were before thee, even from the beginning. For like as all that is made in the world hath a beginning and an end, and the end is manifest. And the end is being manifested in our face in real time in front of us, man. And it takes insight and a blessing from the portion of the Holy Spirit to be put upon you, okay, to have been poured upon you by the Most High hand, okay, in order for you to see all these things. And if it wasn't for the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, shit, I'll tell you right now, I'd be I'd probably be in the county jail, okay, on the way to the joint over some dumb shit, more than likely. You know, gun charges, pistols, whatever. Okay, I'd be on my way. But the Most High saw fit to have mercy on me, okay, because I stood stiffly for his name. I don't have a problem with it. I don't. I mean, all these other people are complete lunatics, but you know, but they got a problem with it. You see what I'm saying? Verse 7. Oh, verse 6, Salakia. Even so, the times, yep, Salakia. I was like, right? One of them. Hold on. Go rinse this off. Real bad. Keep out the way, bro. It's all good. Yep, gotta get it. Had to roast them up, you know. Old lamb chops. Got too hot. Better back off and go over here. And test to see if it was, tender, cooked, right? Anyway, I hate the fact that I couldn't put nothing on it, but you know what I'm saying? That's the way the Lord wanted, so I'm gonna handle it like that. Anyway, 2nd Ezra chapter 9, verse 7. And everyone that shall be, verse 6. Even so, the times also of the highest have plain beginnings in wonders and powerful works and endings and effects and signs. And we see the signs, the endings and effects of what's going on, what the Most High had promised, as far as the proverb, like you said in the book of Ezekiel, chapter 12, about the proverb. What is this proverb that the people of Israel go about saying? Let's go get that. On that proverb that they be talking shit about. Let's see. Ezekiel, chapter 12. Verse 22, I think it is. Yeah, here it is. Son of man, what is that proverb that ye have in the land of Israel, saying, the days are be prolonged, and every vision faileth? Verse 23, tell them therefore, thus saith the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, I will make this proverb to cease, and they shall no more use it as a proverb in Israel. But say unto them, the days are at hand, and the effect of every vision. For there shall no more be any vain vision nor flattering divination within the house of Israel. For I am the Lord, I will speak, and the word that I shall speak shall come to pass. It shall no more be prolonged, for in your days, O rebellious house, will I say the word, and will perform it, saith the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. So they had their chance. We go out here on these highways and byways every week. Me and Brother Yakal, we go out there every weekend. Either on Sunday, we decided to switch it to Saturday because our brotherhood be doing it on Saturdays. I found out that, he be going to work, Monday through Friday, and then got Saturday and Sunday off like me. So I figured we'll just do on Saturday instead of Sundays, because everybody's going to church on Sunday. Don't nobody give a fuck. All they care about is Jesus crossed. That's all they care about, Edomite dumbasses, idiots. Anyway, where's I at? Okay. Ezekiel chapter 12, verse 26 or 27. Son of man, behold, they of the house of Israel say the vision that he seeth is for many days to come, and he prophesieth of times that are far off. No, we're not. We're prophesying about shit that's happening in the news, on mainstream media. We're telling you that America's going to be fucking burnt with thermonuclear great fervent heat. Don't believe that either, huh? Okay, hold on. Let's go to Ezekiel chapter 22, verse 18. Son of man, the house of Israel is to me become dross. They are all brass and tin and iron and lead in the midst of the furnace. They are even the dross of silver. Okay, now let's go get us another biblical definition on dross. So this way we can understand what's going on. Hold on. Come on. Boom. Dross definition. Right? Dross is the mixture of scum, impurities, or oxides that rises to the surface of molten metal during smelting, often representing unwanted refuse or worthless material. It is generally used to describe waste, debris, or impure matter, and can be used metaphorically to describe the worthless art or garbage. Okay, so 2/3 of our people are looked at as garbage in the eyes of the Most High God. Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahweh Shai, man. Wow! The Most High said you are a piece of shit and garbage, right? That's the dross of our people, the sin and iniquity that the sin and iniquity that is in them to do wrongdoing. That's what they do. And so, you know, since they do wrong and wrongdoing and whatever have you, we'll leave that one on there. Let it burn up, you know, whatever. I got enough. Okay, but if nothing else, I'm gonna smash it too, you know. You know, I'm gonna get that horseradish here prepared here in a few minutes. We'll see if we got some cilantro left or something like that, and I'm gonna mix it up. You know, eat cilantro and with my horseradish, and you know, the same thing. Okay, that's how they used to do it back in the day. Anyway, verse 19. Therefore, thus saith the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahweh Shai, because ye are all become dross, behold, therefore I will gather you into the midst of Jerusalem. Right? And Jerusalem is a people before it's a place. As they gather silver and brass and iron and lead and tin into the midst of the furnace to blow the fire upon it to melt it, so will I gather you in mine anger and in my fury, and I will leave you there and melt you. So the midst of the furnace is America. Right? There, okay, don't believe it? Let's go to Isaiah chapter 19. Come on. Right, verse 19. In that day shall there be an altar to the Lord in the midst of the land of Egypt, and a pillar at the border thereof to the Lord. Okay, now that pillar, that pillar and that altar in the midst of Jerusalem is the great furnace, America, Babylon the Great, and the Jerusalem that the Most High said in Ezekiel 22 that we just got through reading, okay, are Most High's people. Those 2/3 of dross, garbage that he doesn't want. Okay? And they will be put on the altar, and the altar would be the midst of Jerusalem, a people before it's a place. 2/3 of our people that were going to be left here to die. Like it says in Zechariah, which was the next biblical scripture I was going to go to next, which gives me a precept or further proof. Right? Okay, now what was I saying? Okay. Right? Verse 19 again. In that day shall there be an altar to the Lord, and in the midst of the land of Egypt, spiritual Sodom and is America, Babylon the Great, right? Okay. And a pillar at the border thereof to the Lord. Verse 20. And it shall be for a sign and for a witness unto the Lord of hosts, Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahweh Shai, in the land of Egypt, America, Babylon the Great, for they shall cry unto the Lord, they being the elect 1/3 of the house of Israel, like it says in Isaiah chapter 10, verse 20. No, 22? 20. Let's go get it. 10. Hold on. I know I shouldn't be doing this, going back and forth, whatever. Isaiah chapter 10. Right? Verse 21. The remnant shall return, even the remnant of Jacob, unto the mighty power. That's the elect 1/3 of the house of Israel. Those of us that fear the Most High God and think upon his name, as it is written in Malachi chapter 3, verse 16. Okay? For though thy people Israel be as the sand of the sea, yet a remnant of them shall return. The consumption decreed shall overflow with righteousness. Right? So that consumption as the destruction, which is the altar of the children of Israel, 2/3 that are dross of the brass, silver, tin, and iron in the midst of the furnace, which is America, Babylon the Great, that are going to be melted with great fervent heat, like it says in 2 Peter chapter 3, verse 10. You see? Verse 23, for the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahweh Shai of hosts shall make a consumption even determined in the midst of the land. Okay, now going back over here to Isaiah Was it Isaiah? No, I did Isaiah. Nope, yep, Isaiah 19. Let's finish there. Isaiah 19 and 20. And it shall be for a sign and for a witness unto the Lord of hosts in the land of Egypt. For they, the elect, shall cry unto the Lord because of the oppressors. When these devils come into our house at 2:30, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock in the morning. Like it says in Jade Hymn. Like it says in 2nd Ezra. Right? How is it? Right? Like that? Yeah. Okay. 2nd Ezra, chapter 15, 16, Salakia. Okay. Verse 68. For behold, the burning wrath of a great multitude is kindled over you. Right? The elect 1/3 by the oppressors. Right? Okay. What was that? I lost my place. Boom. Right there it is. And they shall take away certain of you and feed you being idle with things offered unto idols. Okay, so they kick your door in, because you're going to have individuals that are not going to, that are holdouts, is what the government's going to call you. A holdout, okay? They may call you something else. Of individuals that are not willing to be a part of the cashless society. Those individuals are going to be kicked the door in, okay, wherever their address is, their last working address, okay, and be brought into prison. Like it says in Revelation chapter 2, verse 10, fear none of those things which thou shalt suffer, for behold, the devil shall cast some of you into prison, where there you may be tried. Right? And you shall have tribulation 10 days. And I made a video on my channel where I found that they would keep you in these FEMA camps for 7 to 10 actual days. Okay? They said that, man. Fuck me up. Go look on the last 4 or 5 videos. Okay, about FEMA camps and detention facilities. I think is the name of the copy or the title of it. But I think it's about 1 hour and 7 minutes long, and I went into that part of the video where they said online, okay, because you can, okay, and that they were going to hold you in these FEMA camps for 7 to 10 days. Then I went into a TikTok video showing that they were in these in these detention facilities, that they were building incinerators to turn your body into compost. So that's where they could use Terminator seeds and bury your ass in the fucking ground to make more genetically modified organic food. Because remember, Bill Gates owns 2/3 of the United States farmland in America. He owns 2/3 of all the farmland in America. Bill Gates owns that shit. Okay? So all he's going to do is make a bunch of Terminator seeds and plant a bunch of shit that's going to kill us all. That's what he's going to do. So like it. Right. Yeah. Anyway, let that cool off. Wow. That's what I'm gonna do. Spend my Passover with my people. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Anyway, 2nd Ezra chapter 16, verse 66. What will you do, or how will ye hide your sins before the Most High God and His angels? Right? Matthew 24 and 31 says the Most High will send His angels with the great sound of a trumpet to gather His elect from the 4 winds, from one end of heaven to the other. So if you're stuck here, a part of the consumption that's been decreed by the Most High God to be left here and melted because you're dross, garbage in the eyes of the Lord, ain't nothing we can do, man. We tried. You wouldn't fucking listen. We tried, man. What the fuck? Come on, man. We make these videos and these video epistles not for entertainment, but for your spiritual edification and education. Okay? It's not for commenting and news reporting. Well, it is for news reporting. I'll take it back. Okay? And we do make comments on these videos concerning the idiocy and the ignorance of our people, along with Esau, Edom, the so-called white man, and the rest of these goddamn godless devils. Okay? But we're trying, but you won't listen. Oh well. 2nd Ezra chapter 16. Okay. Verse 69. And they that consent unto them shall be had in derision and in reproach and trodden underfoot. This is a warning. This is a warning. Okay? You're going to have individuals that are going to consent unto them in order to take the mark of the beast RFID chip so they can continue on in the new cashless society. Okay? Real shit. They're only going to give you through universal basic income a certain amount of money. If you owe money in taxes, they're going to take it out digitally. If you bitch about it, they're going to hear about it on your telephone, on your toaster, on your microwave, your refrigerator, your stove, your TV, because they're listening devices through Palantir, Gideon, and NVIDIA. Okay? They are invasive viruses that invade your home and take over your appliances and use your speaker to use these words against you, so this way they can force you into compliance. I mean, that's what they're doing. Fucking devils. You know? They got me. I'm fucked. Oh, well. Boo-hoo. Ain't nobody gonna shed a tear for my black ass anyway, so-called. Okay? But I'm an Israelite from the tribe of Judah. But I have a Freudian slip of the tongue from time to time. I'm not perfect. Okay? Anyway, 2nd Ezra chapter 16, verse 69. And they that consent unto them shall be had in derision and in reproach and trodden underfoot. For there shall be in every place and in the next cities a great insurrection upon those that fear the Lord. The only people that fear the Most High God, Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahweh Shai, are those that fear the Most High and think upon his name, the true biblical Hebrew name of the Most High, which you can see on the sign behind me, right? Yahweh Shai. Okay? Up there in the upper corner. You see? So, I mean, a lot of people don't get that part, man. It's like they don't understand or some shit. They're completely insane. You know, I don't know, but I do from time to time have some individuals that come up and they ask in sincerity, "What you mean by all these pictures?" That's a biblical prophecy for being fulfilled in Ezekiel chapter 37, verse 18, like I said earlier in the video, right? Verse 71. They shall be like madmen, sparing none, but still spoiling and destroying those that fear the Lord. That's these ICE. You're going to have police forces. You're going to have the police. Okay, their job, by any means necessary, is join ICE. Get that $50,000 sign-on bonus, or $100,000 sign-on bonus, depending on which state you live in. Okay, and they're going to be these devils that are going to be casting people into prison, right? Detention facilities, right? So at the same time, America's about to be destroyed. Okay, they're going to be doing this simultaneously. So before all of these things jump off, as I'm reading, these things have to happen first. Okay, the mark of the beast has to be implemented, and then these things that I'm reading is going to happen. Okay, because they have to shut down the system. They're going with blockchain. They're doing away with the old system of money, like that chick Pippa Malmgren was talking about at the World Economic Forum, right? Anyway, verse 71, 2nd Ezra 16 and 71, they shall be like madmen, sparing none, but still spoiling and destroying those that fear the Lord, right? For they shall waste and take away their goods and cast them out of their houses. Then shall they be known who are my chosen, and they shall be tried as the gold in the fire. Right? In the fires of adversity. Okay, let's go get it. Fire of adversity. Zechariah. Not too far. Zechariah chapter 13, verse 8. And it shall come to pass that in all the land, saith the Lord, 2 parts therein shall be cut off and die, but the third shall be left therein. Right? Those 2 parts that are going to be cut off and die are the dross of Israel, the unclean of Israel, the adulterers of Israel. Okay, let's go get it. Was it 2 Timothy, I think it was? 2 Timothy chapter 3, verse 1. Know this also, that in the last days perilous times shall come. For men shall be lovers of their own selves, covetous, boasters, proud, blasphemers, disobedient to parents, unthankful, unholy, without natural affection, truce breakers, false accusers, incontinent, right? Fierce, despisers of those that are good, traitors, heady, high-minded. Let's go get incontinent. Okay, I've always wondered. Okay, I've always wondered what that meant. Incontinent. Incontinent definition. Incontinent refers to the lack of voluntary control over bodily functions. Who suffers from that shit on a global scale, on the world stage? You guessed it, Agent Orange, the orange cheese curl, Donald the Chump. Yep. Incontinent refers to the lack of voluntary control over bodily functions, specifically urination or defecation. Defecation means you shit your pants. And this motherfucker, 76 years old, who shits his pants while he's playing golf. Okay. It commonly describes people, particularly elderly individuals or those with medical conditions who cannot control their bladder or bowels. It also means lacking self-restraint, moderation, or being unchaste. Okay, so it's got two different deals there. Behavioral context. His incontinent rage was difficult for the team to witness, indicating a lack of restraint. Okay, uncontrolled, unrestrained, unchecked, ungoverned, wanton, unchaste. Right? See? So I had to stop and get a definition for that one. Had to get it. Right? Anyway. Fierce, despisers of those that are good. Right? So incontinent, fierce, and despisers of those that are good would all fall into that same category of incontinent, right? You know, not having any self-control or self-restraint physically. You can't control your anger, you know, turn into the Incredible Hulk. Raw, you wouldn't like me when I'm angry. You know, the type of shit, you know, whatever, you know. But anyway, I'm turn green and bust out my clothes. That's another thing, man. These Edomite devils, you know, they say, well, the Son of God is olive colored. Look, there's two different kinds of olives. You have black and green, like this. You mean to tell me he's going to bust out of his clothes like the Incredible Hulk? Okay? See, these Edomites, they refuse to accept the fact that they are not the chosen of the Most High and they are not spiritual Israelites. The only way you can be a spiritual Israelite is if you are an Israelite according to the flesh. That means that you have to be an Israelite according to the flesh. That means your father has to be an Israelite. His father before him has to be an Israelite. His father before him has to be an Israelite. His father before him has to be an Israelite. Okay? At least 3 to 4 generations. Okay? Mine go back 3. I know that for a fact. My daddy, my daddy's daddy, and my daddy's daddy's daddy. Okay, my daddy's daddy was a sharecropper back in the late 1800s and early 1900s. Shit, my grandpa, you know, he was born in 1903. Okay, so whenever the fuck you get done, I'm good. All right. Anyway, but a lot of these people, they can't deal with that, not being able to be a spiritual Israelite. They've set up this entire evangelical Christian bullshit based on a lie. Wow. 4 billion people believe in a lie. Talking about Jeebus crossed, white man, blonde-haired, blue-eyed, long-haired faggot is going to float down from heaven, okay, in a dress and tell you how much he loved you. Right? After he bend you over and bust a nut. What the fuck, man? Remember, Cesare Borgia is the gay homosexual boyfriend of Leonardo da Vinci, okay? The guy that painted that picture to start with. Okay? Anyway. Traitors, heady, high-minded, lovers of pleasures more than lovers of the Most High. These are the dross of silver and of brass and of tin and of iron that shall be left here and melted, thrown into the midst of the furnace, which is America, Babylon the Great, right? Having a form of godliness, but denying the power thereof. From such turn away, right? It says the same thing over in Isaiah, don't it? Okay. Let's see. I think it's in Isaiah. Was it Isaiah 65? Yeah, Isaiah 65. Let's start at verse 2. I have spread out my hands all the day unto a rebellious house, which walketh in a way that was not good after their own thoughts. A people that provoketh me to anger continually to my face, that sacrificeth in gardens and burneth incense upon altars of brick, which remain among the graves and lodge in the monuments, which eat swine's flesh and broth of abominable things is in their vessels. Right? Eating pork, shrimp, crab, lobster, all of those shit. Right? Which say, stand by thyself, come not near me, for I am holier than thou. These are a smoke in my nose, a fire that burneth all the day. Okay? So the Most High has got a plan to fuck them up, right? Isaiah chapter 66, verse 4. I also will choose their delusions. Evangelical Christianity. The Most High has chosen their delusions in order to destroy the dross of silver and of brass and of iron and of tin in the midst of the furnace. America, Babylon the Great, where 2/3 of our people are going to be left here and melted by thermonuclear war. Okay? I will choose their delusions and will bring their fears upon them. Because when I called, none did answer. When I spake, they did not hear, but did evil before mine eyes and chose that which I delighted not. Okay? Hear the word of the Lord, ye that tremble at his word. Your brethren that hated you, that cast you out for my name's sake, said, let the Lord be glorified, but he shall appear to your joy, and they shall be ashamed. Okay? They're going to be ashamed, man. Because when the Lord, like I said before, earlier in Matthew chapter 24, verse 31, when he come, okay, and when he come, because that's what he's going to do, he's going to receive unto himself and send his angels with the great sound of a trumpet to receive his elect unto himself from the four corners of the earth. Let's go further in Isaiah. And let's get a description of the individuals he's going to get. Isaiah chapter 11. Right? Verse 11. And it shall come to pass in that day that the Lord shall set his hand again the second time to recover the remnant of his people, which shall be left from Assyria, and from Egypt, and from Pathros, and from Cush, and from Elam, and from Shinar, and from Hamath, and from the islands of the sea. So the Most High is going to send his angels with a great crown of a trumpet from one end of heaven to the other, and that's for all those different nations from one end of the heaven to the other. I just named. Verse 12, and he shall set up an ensign for the nations, and shall assemble the outcasts of Israel, those that have been scattered amongst the heathen nations. Right? And gather together the dispersed of Judah from the four corners of the earth. See? Says the same thing. All right. Where's I going to go? Oh, right. Ezekiel chapter 11, verse 16. Therefore say, thus saith the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, although I have cast them off among the heathen, and although I have scattered them among the countries, yet will I be to them as a little sanctuary in the countries where they shall come. Right? Therefore say, thus saith the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, I will even gather you from the people and assemble you out of the countries where ye have been scattered, and I will give you the land of Israel. Okay? So the elect are going to be gathered out of all the nations where they've been scattered from the four winds from one end of heaven to the other, and 2/3 are going to suffer the consumption decreed by the Most High for destruction. 2 parts therein shall be cut off and die, but a third shall be left therein. Right? Let's go get it. It was Zechariah, I think it was. Hold on. Zechariah chapter 7, verse 11. Okay, let's start at verse 9. Thus speaketh the Lord of hosts, saying, execute true judgment and show mercy and compassions every man to his brother. You don't find that now. You have incontinence, fears, heady, high-minded, haters of God, lovers of pleasures more than lovers of the Most High. Right? You see that shit everywhere. Motherfuckers smoking weed, walk down the street, talk shit, got dreadlocks in their hair, worshiping a false god, not even knowing they doing it. All of it, man. Thus speaketh the Lord of hosts, okay, and oppress not the widow, nor the fatherless, the stranger, nor the poor, and let none of you imagine evil against his brother in your heart. And that's all they do, is imagine evil against us. Okay, saying that we're grapists and pick on little children. All we're doing is we're going off of what is written in the Holy Scriptures. Now, I've been a husband for 20 years plus. Okay? And I have 4 daughters. Okay? 1 from a previous marriage, and 3 more from the one I'm in now. Okay? So whenever the fuck you get done, I'm not finna do all of the shit that they falsely accused the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Okay? I send my kids to school or whatever have you. Okay? I try to do what I can, but let them know that when a young maiden of marriageable age is a young woman that have got the flower of her youth, meaning that she got her period. That means that she is of marriageable age at that time, meaning, and marriage in the biblical scriptures means to have sex. Okay? That's it. I've already went through all of that bullshit. Birds and the bees and all of that shit, whatever you get done. Okay? You Edomites are insane with that goddamn bullshit, man. Pushing this lie, saying that everybody in the world, okay, is like you. You Edomite devils. And plus, in addition to that, IUIC, ISUPK and GOCC have been accusing us falsely. Okay? They are going to be left here in the altar, like it says in Isaiah 19 and 19. That altar unto the Lord. That altar is the great furnace, right? They shall be left here in the midst of the furnace, which is America, spiritual Sodom and Egypt, Babylon the Great. They're going to be left here and melted for all their strong words that they spoke against us. I guarantee it. Unless they repent of their evil deeds against us in sincerity and heart, in truth and sincerity, because the Most High will not accept anything but a broken and contrite heart and a broken spirit. He will not despise, as it is written in Psalms chapter 51. He will not despise. Okay, those are the qualifications in order for the Most High God to send an angel to cover you during the time of Jacob's trouble. You have to be sincere, and you have to call upon the name of the Most High God, Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai. If you don't, fuck you. You're going to be left here and melted. It's not my fault. I did everything I could to tell you, but you wouldn't listen. I spent $3,700 in signs. I'm still spending them all the way around that street corner where when I preach out there on 13th. You can see it in the background. All them signs. People come up behind me as I'm preaching into the camera all the time to look at them pictures because they shook. They come over there and park just to look at the signs, man. I turn the camera around just to the people that's coming to inquire of the Lord. They coming, but it's like they scared to talk or something, or they don't want to bother me, thinking they're going to upset my video or something. Okay, it's done. Anyway, Zechariah, because I got to eat this before the sun go down, I think, and it's 6:03, so I got an hour and 52 minutes before the sun go down. Where I'm at, anyway, Zechariah, chapter 7. Verse 10, and oppress not the widow, nor the fatherless, the stranger, nor the poor. Let none of you imagine evil against his brother in your heart. But they refused to hearken and pulled away the shoulder, and stopped their ears that they should not hear. Yep, they made their hearts as an adamant stone, lest they should hear the law and the words which the Lord of hosts had sent in his spirit by the former prophets. Right? Therefore came a great wrath from the Lord. And that great wrath is about to come upon these people. And they ain't paying attention to it. They ain't looking for it. You know, everybody's going about doing whatever they want to do by any means necessary to do it. Just completely oblivious to what the Most High has in store for them. Like it says before in 2nd Ezra chapter 16, verse 66, what will ye do? Or how will ye hide your sins before the Most High and his angels? What the fuck you gonna do? When you look into the sky and you see the chariots of the Most High God, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah, hovering there, looking at you. Ooh, let's go to the book of Luke. That just came out of nowhere. Go to the book of Luke, chapter 13. Hold on, let me get it. Yep. Let's start at verse 24. The book of Luke, St. Luke, chapter 13, verse 24. Strive to enter in at the straight gate, for many, I say unto you, will seek to enter in and shall not be able. Okay? Those individuals that are not able are the dross of silver, brass, iron, and tin in the midst of the furnace, which is a soliloquy of our people. 2/3 of our people is going to be left here and destroyed. Damn. If they would have listened, they would have had the unction from the Holy One as we have, when we fear the Lord and think upon his name. But they won't listen, man. Like I said before, they pulled away the shoulder, right? Okay. Verse 25. When once the master of the house is risen up and has shut to the door, and you begin to stand without and to knock at the door, saying, Lord, Lord, open unto us. And he shall answer and say unto you, I know you not whence ye are. Because you're calling first off, you're calling on a false name. Okay, under false narrative. You're calling upon Jesus Christ. Jesus, open up for us. Open up. You know, that type of shit. That's not his name. He ain't going to answer to that shit. The letter J, look, the letter J was created in 1524 by a man by the name of Gian Giorgio Trissino. Okay, an Amalekite biblical scholar. Okay, and in 1524, it was the letter J that stood alone, not of its own. It was meant to take over for the letter I, not of its own letter. You see, before the letter J had come into existence, the name of the Lord that they were using was Jesus or Iesus, right? And that Iesus ain't working because that's not his name. That means in Greek, son of Zeus. That's what it means. Jesus means earth pig. Hold on. J-E, let's break the word Jesus down. Let's break it down, okay? J-E-S-U-S, right? Okay, J-E is in reference to G-O, which is also in reference to the earth, right? S-U-S, okay, in Latin and Greek is for pig or swine, okay? So what that means is that, okay, in full letters, Jesus, the letter Jesus or the name Jesus means earth pig. I'll say it again. J-E, the first part of the word Jesus or the name Jesus, okay, is in reference to the earth or geo, okay? S-U-S is in Latin and Greek in reference to pig or swine. So that's earth swine or earth pig. So when it says here in the book of Luke, chapter 13, verse 25, when once the master of the house is risen up and has shut to the door, and ye begin to stand without and to knock at the door, saying, Lord, Lord, okay, and okay. Now this is in lowercase letters, so clearly that's in reference to the person you ignorantly call Jesus, right? Okay, you're calling earth pig, open the door. Earth pig, open the door. What the fuck? What you think he's gonna say? Let's see. And he shall answer and say unto you, I know you not whence ye are. Okay, verse 26. And ye shall begin to say, we have eaten and drunken in thy presence. No, you didn't. You ate and drunk pork, shrimp, crab, and lobster, and centipedes, and whatever the fuck else you eat that's unclean in the presence of a statue of a dead Edomite, gay, homosexual white man. That's what the fuck you did. Okay, that was made out of porcelain on a wooden cross, where it says in Deuteronomy that, okay, let's go get that one in Deuteronomy, then we'll go back. Okay, Deuteronomy chapter 28. Right? Deuteronomy 28 and 64. And the Lord shall scatter thee among all the people from one end of the earth even unto the other, and there thou shalt serve other gods, which neither thou nor thy fathers have known, even wood and stone. So Cicero Borgia, when it goes back here in the book of Luke, right, chapter 13, verse 25, okay, we have eaten and drank in your presence. In your presence. No, you didn't. You drunk and ate in the presence of a false god made of wood and stone. Okay, of porcelain on a wooden cross. Right? That's what you did. And thou hast taught in our streets. Those individuals that taught in the streets are the men on the highways and byways. Okay, out of their belly flowing rivers of living water, which is this word. With the proper breakdown, telling you exactly what the Most High is trying to tell you, trying to convey and to converse with you about, right? Right? Like it says in Amos chapter 3, verse 7, surely the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah will do nothing, but he revealeth his secret unto his servants the prophets. The Most High does not change. Malachi chapter 3, verse 7, verse 6, I am the Lord thy God, I change not, therefore ye sons of Jacob are not consumed. The Most High does not change. Okay? Esau Edom, the so-called white man, says he changes all the time. God has many names. He's Mediterranean. He's olive colored. Okay? So he's not black. You know, with that bullshit, see? And we sit out there with rivers of flowing of water, living water coming out of our belly, telling you the truth of what is ingrained in us by studying, like it says in Isaiah chapter 34, verse 16, study to show thyself, no, that's 2 Timothy chapter 2, verse 15. Study to show thyself approved unto the Most High, a workman that need not be ashamed, rightly dividing the words of truth. We're rightly dividing it. The shoulder, like it says in Zechariah, we just got through reading. Right? But he shall say, I tell you, I know all ye workers of iniquity. Right? What is iniquity? Okay, fuck it. Okay, let's find out. Hold on. Iniquity definition. Iniquity refers to gross injustice, wickedness, or a severely immoral act. Who's guilty of that? The Epstein files. Da-da-da-da. Right? Often implying premeditated sin or a deep-seated lack of righteousness. Right? Remember Donald Trump held up the Bible upside down with his left hand? Okay? Y'all don't remember that shit, huh? You know, I had got me a screenshot of that bullshit. Like you godless devil held the Bible, okay? Or what does he say? Instead of saying 2 Corinthians, he said 2 Corinthians. I mean, you know, you can't make this shit up. And this motherfucker fainted ballroom. That ballroom that he's referring to is in reference to Baal, Peor, a.k.a. Jeebus Cross, and the rest of them false gods and the pantheon of false gods that they worship. Okay, remember, Donald Trump was inaugurated into president in a room filled with false gods. Okay, and he didn't put his hand on the Bible at all. He didn't. Okay, real shit. Go think I'm lying, go look. You got to Google. Right? It describes iniquity. It describes corrupt character or unfair situations with not just. So Donald Trump is not just. Okay? Common synonyms include wickedness, sin, evil, wrongdoing, and vice. Damn. What does iniquity in the Bible mean? In the Bible, iniquity refers to premeditated, habitual, or deep-seated sin, a crooked perversion of moral law that goes beyond a single act, right? Evangelical Christian church go to talking shit out the side of their neck, talking about the law's done away with. We can do whatever we want to do. God loves everybody. You go back and look at my last video. It was an Edomite and his entire goddamn family walked in front. I tried to break it down. I told him, God don't love you. He gave you the first rulership because you're the firstborn. That's it. The next age is ours, like it says in 2 Ezra chapter 6, verse 9. For Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. We got next. Understand? Edomite flipped the fuck out and kept on walking. But he kept walking behind us. Not walking behind us, but going further and further away, yelling, talking more shit, talking out of his side. Man, come on, man. I'm up out there against demons and devils of all sorts. Okay? So that's the breakdown on iniquity, right? Okay? Ye workers of iniquity. The Most High God's only begotten Son is going to kick them straight the fuck out of the kingdom of heaven. Get out. Not finished yet. Listen to this. St. Luke chapter 13, verse 28. There shall be weeping and gnashing of teeth when ye shall see Abraham and Isaac and Jacob and all the prophets. That covers us, doesn't it? And all the prophets in the kingdom of the Most High, in order, because the Holy Scripture says, covet to prophesy. If you're going to covet anything on this earth, covet to prophesy. It also says, also with thy getting, get understanding. And the getting of getting wisdom, of getting things, get wisdom, and with all thy getting, get an understanding of what you're reading, which are the Holy Scriptures, the Holy Bible, basic instructions before leaving earth, right? And the kingdom, in the kingdom of the Most High, and you yourselves thrust out, right? So you're going to have people that's going to be left here and melted on the day of salvation, okay, when Yahushua sends his angels with the great sound of a trumpet. Only assume that we are of the elect because we don't know for sure. Okay? We don't know for sure, but we have hope because we're doing what the Most High instructed us to do, as it is written in Judges chapter 5, verse 11, a rehearsal of the righteous acts. Let's go get it. Judges chapter 5, verse 11. They that are delivered from the noise of the archers. Now, the noise of the archers are all of the heathen nations that are going to, and they're called archers because they have a bow with an arrow. An archer is a person with a bow and arrow, right? That bow are their missile launchers, right? Whether they're mobile or in the earth. And the arrows are the intercontinental ballistic thermonuclear missiles, the glittering sword. Okay? They that are delivered from the noise of the archers in the places of drawing water, there shall they rehearse the righteous acts of the Lord. Right? And the places of drawing water are in the places of, that we are in captivity, where we're forced into slave labor, in those lands where we've been scattered. You see? So the places of drawing water, okay, you got to go to work. You got to draw water. That's a job. Okay? There shall they rehearse the righteous acts of the Lord, wherever we've been scattered, where we're going to the places of drawing water, where that water that keeps us alive is that paycheck, where we have to go to job to get that paycheck. Okay, where we're in the lands of our captivity, scattered amongst these heathen, going to work with the heathen as slaves, working together in the fields, as it is written in the book of Matthew, right? One shall be in the field, one shall be taken and the other left. One shall be at the mill, grinding mill. One shall be taken and the other left. Right? even the righteous acts toward the inhabitants of his villages in Israel. Then shall the people of the Lord go down to the gates. And those gates are, what is a gate? A gated community can be opened or closed at the behest of the individuals living within it, right? So that when we go down to the gates, we're going to a place where it will be open for us to get on those chariots of the Most High God, right? Let's go get it. Isaiah. Let's go back to Isaiah. Isaiah chapter, come on, chapter 26, verse 19. Let's start there. Hush, dog. Thy dead men shall live together with my dead body, shall they arise. No, thy dead men shall live. Together with my dead body shall they arise. Right? Now, if you go off into 1 Thessalonians chapter 4, verse 15, it tells you they that are asleep, we shall not prevent them which are asleep. For the Lord himself shall descend from heaven with a shout, and with the voice of the archangel, and with the trump of the Most High, and the dead in Hamashiach shall rise first. Right? Thy dead men shall live. The dead men are the dry bones that have no breath in them, that stand up now as a great mighty army, that have the breath that is in us, standing boldly before the righteousness, or before the face of those that have afflicted us, that make no account of our labor. Right? And those individuals, like it says in Wisdom of Solomon chapter 5 verse 1, okay, are those that fear us. Right? Also says the same thing in Revelation chapter 11 verse 11. Right? Okay, hold on, boy. You want to? Goddamn dogs, I tell you. Anyway, thy dead men shall live. So we're living beings now. We're no longer dead bones, dry bones, as it is written in Ezekiel chapter 37. We have living water, which is this word, and the truth that is within this word, in order to expound it and communicate these biblical truths and scriptures to other individuals that have a like mind. Like it says in 2 Ezra chapter 8, verse 56, verse 61. Man, I'm going off too many biblical scriptures too fast, right? Can't help it. You know, that's what happens. You know, out of your belly shall flow rivers of living water, right? Matthew chapter 7, verse 30. Hold on, where was I at? 2 Ezra chapter 8. There they go, barking and talking shit. 2 Ezra chapter 8, verse 1. And he answered me, saying, the Most High hath made this world for many, but the world to come for few. Okay? So the Most High is going to order those of us that are left behind. Those individuals that are left of us that are going to be left behind. 2 Ezra chapter 8, verse 61. And therefore is my judgment now at hand. Verse 62. These things have I not showed unto all men, but unto thee and a few like thee. Right? So, and that part where I skipped was 2 Ezra chapter 13. Okay, verse. Yeah, I think it was 2 Ezra 13. Verse 18. No. Let's start at verse 15. Show me now yet the interpretation of this dream, for as I conceive in mine understanding, woe unto them that be left in those days. For much more woe unto them that are left, or that are not left behind. Okay? Those that are not left behind, destroyed, left here and melted, as dross. And the eyes of the Lord, dross is garbage. Okay? Unwanted filth and scum, which is in reference to sin, unrepented of, which is iniquity. Okay? And then, now, okay, for they that were not left were in heaviness. Right? So when they come back in the reincarnation, their hearts are going to be broken forever, because they're going to see the Most High God as he was on the day that he was crucified. For a long, long Long time. And be ashamed of everything they had ever done in their life. Even while they had a place of repentance was open unto them, they understood not. These self-same individuals will be left, that are not left behind, shall be in heaviness when they come back upon the earth. Because they did not discern that they should be able to pay for the sins and wickedness of their previous life after death. It's called reincarnation. They'll be reincarnated back on the earth as Israelites. They'll be able to live forever, but they'll be living with a guilty conscience that whilst the place of repentance and place of salvation was open unto them, they didn't understand and they didn't take it into any regard, or they didn't take heed to the warnings. They didn't discern the difference between right and wrong. They just wanted to fulfill their pleasure and got caught up with thermonuclear heat, left here and melted. Where it says in Luke chapter 13, where they, in Luke chapter 13, like I said before, that they shall see Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, and all the prophets, and themselves thrust out of the kingdom of heaven. Okay? Now, in the kingdom of heaven on the other side, because we got next rulership, they're going to come back with a broken and contrite. They didn't do it. They were killed. They were murdered over this side by Esau, Edom, and the heathen nations. Okay? Because Jacob's trouble is coming. Jeremiah chapter 30, verse 7. Alas, for that day is great, so that there is none like it. It is even the time of Jacob's trouble, but are left behind that will have spiritual power, where their bodies will be changed into another meaning, where they will be changed from terrestrial to extraterrestrial, from mortal to immortality. Thus will the saying be written, death will be swallowed up in victory through those individuals. And the individuals that will come back, who will be left in heaviness, that are not left behind, okay, those individuals, okay, will come back through the loins of those that have been changed from corruption to incorruption, from mortal to immortality. That should be changed into another meaning, as it is written in 2 Ezra chapter 6, verse 27. This is 26. I got the book right in front of me. What the hell? Let's go find out. 2 Ezra chapter 6, verse 26. It was verse 26. I was right. And the men that are received shall see it, which have not tasted death from their birth. And this is what the prophets and the apostles and elders of Great Millstone and other righteous men and bishops underneath them, along with myself, hope for. This is our hope, right? Which is faith, the substance of things hoped for and the evidence of things not seen. Hebrews 11:1, right? Okay. Whosoever remaineth from all these that I have told thee shall escape and shall see my salvation in the end of your world. Those are those individuals that are going to be caught up in the clouds to meet the Lord with them in the air. Those that, like it says in 2 Thessalonians chapter 4, verse 15. Okay, those that we will not be able to prevent, that are asleep, that are dead in Hamashiach, right? For the Lord himself shall descend from heaven with a shout, with the voice of the archangel, and with the trump of the Most High, and the dead in Hamashiach shall be caught up together with them in the clouds. Didn't say a goddamn thing about rapture, did it? Go read it yourself. You ain't going to find no rapture in that area. That's what it says, being caught up. And only a select few of individuals that are going to be caught up, because your body has to be changed into another meaning. Okay? In order to stand in the presence of Yahweh Shai. Right? Romans chapter 8, verse 16. Let's see. The Spirit itself beareth witness with our spirit that we are the children of the Most High. And children of the Most High, then heirs. Heirs according to the promise. And that's the promise. When we will be caught up in the clouds with Yahweh Shai, to be forever with them that were dead in Hamashiach, that have been risen. So shall we ever be with the Lord. See? Being caught up means that your body has to be changed from another meaning. Right? and those that have not tasted of death. Let's read it again. Whosoever remaineth in Jacob's trouble, he shall be saved out of it. Okay, and see my salvation in the end of your world. And the men that are received, that are caught up in the clouds, to be with Hamashiach forevermore, right? And they that are received shall see it. What is that? The salvation of the Most High, caught up in the clouds, right? Who have not tasted death from their birth, right? And the heart of the inhabitants, right, of the Israelites at that time, which would be the elect of the house of Israel, who the Most High chose from the foundation of the earth, right, predetermined. So they could be doing evil and wickedness right now, and if they were predetermined by the Most High God to be saved, they're going to be saved. And at that time when their body is changed, the law, statutes, and commandments will be put into their body. It'll be a total 360-degree turn. We don't know if we're saved, but we hope, because we rehearse the righteous acts as instructed by our teachers, right? Our eyes have seen our teachers, and we adhere and we discern the difference between right and wrong from our teachers. And we, in turn, out of our belly flowing rivers of living water, which is this truth, also teach those individuals that are under us. Make sense now? Okay, now. And the heart of the inhabitants shall be changed and turned into another meaning. Verse 27. For 2 Ezra chapter 6, verse 27. For evil shall be put out, and deceit shall be quenched. As for faith, it shall flourish. Faith is not flourishing on this side. It is now, but before it wasn't. Before the apostles and elders and great millstone went out. So clearly, for Esau, Edom's kingdom to be coming down so quickly, the elect have been sealed. That's the only thing that make any sense, guys. I'm telling you. That's the only thing that would be able to make any sense, is that the elect has to have been sealed. Okay? And now the rest of the biblical prophecies, okay, the rest of the biblical prophecies have to come to pass. Okay? That's it. That's the only thing that would make any sense. Come on, think about it. You got Donald Trump, okay, which goes off into a biblical prophecy, and this book right here, Isaiah 26, verse 19. Thy dead men shall live together with my dead body, shall they arise. Awake and sing, ye that dwell in the dust, for thy dew is as the dew of herbs, and the earth shall cast out the dead. Right there. That 1 Thessalonians chapter 4, right then. We shall not prevent them which are asleep. See? Verse 20. Come, my people, enter thou into thy chambers, and shut thy doors about thee. Hide thyself, as it were, for a little moment, until the indignation be overpast. Uh-oh, the phone had a chime on that one. Did you see how the precepts fit together now? New and Old Testament. Okay, hold on. For behold, the Lord cometh out of his place to punish the inhabitants of the earth for their iniquity. Now we went into a definition of what iniquity was, right? The inhabitants of the earth for their iniquity. The earth also shall disclose her blood, and shall no more cover her slain. Right? So the earth, like it says in Jeremiah 16. Let's go get it. Not too far. Jeremiah chapter 16. Right? Okay, hold on. This will come to pass. Okay, so like, yeah. It's 16. I'm trying to read it. So like, yeah, I apologize. Okay. Verse 14. Let's start there. Jeremiah chapter 16, verse 14. Therefore, behold. Okay. I guess it was a good place to start for another phone chime now. I'm like, damn, what the hell was it? Okay. Jeremiah chapter 14. No, chapter 16, verse 14. The Lord liveth that brought up the children of Israel out of the land of Egypt. But the Lord liveth that brought up the children of Israel from the land of the north, and from all the lands whither he had driven them, and I will bring them again into their land that I gave unto their fathers. Okay, so that goes into Isaiah chapter 11, from Hamath and from Shinar and from the islands of the sea, right? Okay. Okay, verse 18. And first I will recompense their iniquity and their sin double, because they have defiled my land. They have filled mine inheritance with the carcasses of their detestable and abominable things. Right? O Lord, my strength and my fortress and my refuge in the day of affliction, the Gentiles shall come unto thee from the ends of the earth, and shall say, surely our fathers have inherited lies, vanity in things wherein there is no profit. Right? Goes off into Isaiah chapter 14, verse 1. For the Lord will have mercy on Jacob, and will yet choose Israel, and set them in their own land. And the strangers shall be joined with them, and they shall cleave to the house of Jacob. Now those strangers are the Israelites that have been scattered amongst Hamath, Shinar, and the islands of the sea, like it says in Isaiah chapter 11, verse 11. And it shall come to pass in that day that the Lord shall set his hand again the second time to recover the remnant of his people, which shall be left from Assyria and from Egypt, spiritual Sodom and Egypt, which is America, Assyria, which is the land of Israel, Syria, Libya, right? Hold on. And from Pathros and from Cush, right? And from Elam, and from Shinar, and from Hamath, and from the islands of the sea. And he shall set up an ensign for the nations, and shall assemble the outcasts of Israel, those that have been scattered, like I said earlier, and gather together the dispersed of Judah from the four corners of the earth. Okay, now, all right. So those individuals are the strangers found in Isaiah chapter 4. Joined with them, and they shall cleave to the house of Jacob. And the people, which are the people of the house of Jacob, those that have been saved, those that have been ordered and left behind, okay, shall take them and bring them to their place, and the house of Israel shall possess them, who are these Edomite Caucasians and the heathen nations. We shall possess them as possessions. We'll own them. We're going to have slaves. We're going to have slaves in the kingdom of heaven. I'm sorry, but who else is going to build up the kingdom of heaven? We're going to have these possessions of continual employment, as it is written in Ezekiel chapter 39, verse 19, if I'm not mistaken. Okay? So whenever you get done. Okay. Well, the reason I deliberately try to memorize all of these biblical scriptures, because I know in the future we ain't going to have access to this book. These words have to be in you, man. They have to be in your mind, memorized, because people are going to be without hope. They're going to be hopeless, looking for a savior. You're going to be stuck in a FEMA camp with these motherfuckers, man. Okay? I mean, that'll be a perfect opportunity for you to try to teach them as what they can do in order to avoid punishment. But it's too late. Okay? They won't understand until it happens. Because 2/3 of our people have to be left here and melted. They're the dross of silver, brass, iron, and tin, to be left in the midst of the furnace, which is Egypt, Babylon the Great. Right? Hold on. Because if you go back in reference to the furnace, where was the furnace of adversity? Egypt, for our people. Remember? Okay, now, let's see. Right? And the people shall take them, and the house of Israel shall possess them in the land of the Lord for servants and handmaids. It tells you right there, we're going to have slaves. Okay? And they shall take them captives, whose captives they were, and they shall rule over their oppressors. Okay? Jacob, right? What does it say? Okay, I might be running out of data or some stupid shit. Everything's starting to move slower or whatever. See that? Oh, that's crazy. Whatever. 2nd Ezra chapter 6 verse 9. For Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. Okay? So what we're trying to do is do everything we are imperfectly covered by the blood of Yahushua HaMashiach, wherein we make our mistakes in keeping the law. So now, since I got past all of that, now let's get to the Passover. Okay? Okay. All right. Let's go to Exodus chapter 12. Okay, come on. Numbers. My deal must have Torah or something. Okay, Leviticus. Exodus. Exodus chapter 12. Salakia. Trying to find it. Exodus chapter 15, verse 2. The Lord, okay, verse 1. Then sang Moses and the children of Israel this song unto the Lord, and spake, saying, I will sing unto the Lord, Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushai, all caps, right? For he triumphed gloriously. The horse and his rider hath he thrown into the sea. He is my power, and I will prepare him an habitation. So that's the reason why we come out of the way of Babylon the Great, okay? And we stop eating all of the strange, unclean foods sacrificed unto idols that we were forced to eat because we knew nothing else. But coming into this truth teaches us what we should need to know in order to receive my Father's power, and I will exalt him. Okay? Right? And where it was talking about was Exodus 14 and 13. And Moses said unto the people, fear ye not, stand still and see the salvation of the Lord, which he will show to you today. For the Egyptians whom ye have seen today, ye shall see them again no more forever. Verse 14, the Lord shall fight for you, and ye shall hold your peace. And the Lord said unto Moses, wherefore criest thou unto me? Speak unto the children of Israel that they go forward. But lift up thy rod and stretch out thine hand over the sea and divide it, and the children of Israel shall go on dry ground through the midst of the sea. And that's what happened. That's what happened for us as the chosen people of the Most High. Now, let's go back. I'm going to start there. Okay. First year, ye shall take it out from the sheep or from the goats, and ye shall keep it unto the 14th day of the same month, and the whole assembly of the congregation of Israel shall kill it in the evening. And they shall take the blood of and strike it on the two side posts and on the upper door posts of the houses wherein they shall eat it. And they shall eat the flesh in that night, roast with fire and unleavened bread, right? And unleavened bread, and with bitter herbs shall they eat it. Eat not of it raw, nor sodden at all with water, but roast with fire, his head and his legs, and with the appurtenance thereof. And ye shall let nothing of it remain unto the morning, and that which remaineth of it until the morning ye shall burn with fire. And thus shall ye eat it with your loins girded, your shoes on your feet, and your staff in your hand, and ye shall eat it in haste. It is the Lord's Passover. Verse 12, for I will pass through the land of Egypt this night, and will smite all the firstborn in the land of Egypt, both man and beast, and against all the gods of Egypt I will, and against all the gods of Egypt I will execute judgment. I am the Lord over you. And the plague shall not be upon you to destroy you when I smite the land of Egypt. And this day shall be unto you for a memorial, and you shall keep it a feast to the Lord throughout your generations. Ye shall keep it a feast by an ordinance forever. Okay? And so what we try to do is we have lamb. Okay? Lamb meat. I roasted it. Okay? I got unleavened bread in there. Not actual unleavened bread. I don't know how to make it, but I'm going to learn how to make it on the other side. Okay? But I have unleavened bread here. And then I have horseradish, which is bitter herbs, and I'm going to go in the refrigerator and see if I can put some cilantro with it. Okay, and stuff like that. So I'm going to try. Like I said before, man, I'm doing this thing on the seat of my pants, and I'm hoping that the Most High Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shah will accept my sacrifice. Okay, that's all we got, man. It's hope. That's all we got. It's all He wants us to do is have faith. Ooh, let's have some faith. Hold on. All right, hold on. Hold on this live stream for another hour. You ain't got nothing else better to do. All right. Okay. Now, what was I saying? Oh, right. Ecclesiasticus chapter 2. Okay. Chapter 2. Right. Verse 1. My son, if thou come to serve the Lord, prepare thy soul for temptation. Set thy heart aright and constantly endure, and make not haste in time of trouble. Cleave unto him and depart not away, that thou mayest be increased at thy last end. Right? Because, you know, the Most High wants to give us an expected end, like it says in the book of Jeremiah. Right? The book of Jeremiah chapter, an expected end. I think it's Jeremiah 25. Not sure. Can't remember. Okay, we're going to find out right quick. Hold on. Okay. Come on. Expected end. An expected end. Right. Jeremiah 29. I thought it was 25. It's Jeremiah 29 and 11. Right? For I know the thoughts that I think toward you, saith the Lord, thoughts of peace and not of evil, to give you an expected end. Okay? Right? Cleave unto him and depart not away, that thou mayest be increased at thy last end. Whatsoever is brought upon thee, take cheerfully, and be thou patient when thou art changed to a lower state. So we have to be mentally ready for the Most High Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shah to work in the earth to destroy all of the wickedness around us, yet keep us safe from harm. And I'm hoping I'm one of those individuals to be to go into. And my old lady don't understand it. She's hyperbolous or whatever. Okay, you know how women are. You know, they're vain as shit. You can't tell them nothing, right? Okay, Ecclesiasticus chapter 2, right? Verse 5, for gold is tried in the fire, and acceptable men in the furnace of adversity. Believe in him, and he will help thee. Order thy way aright, and trust in him. Ye that fear the Lord, wait for his mercy, and the Most High Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai giving us a warning. Go ye not aside. Don't go back into the fucking world. Keep going forward, like the Most High Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai told Moses when he opened up the Red Sea and tell the children of Israel they should go through on dry ground. Okay? It's the same dry ground. Okay? And ye that fear the Lord, believe him, and your reward shall not fail. Ye that fear the Lord, hope for good and for everlasting joy and mercy. So the Lord, by admonition, okay, and on order, a direct order from the Most High God in heaven, Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai, he told us, okay, to have hope. Ye that fear the Lord, hope for good and for everlasting joy and mercy. Verse 10, and my point. Look at the generations of old and see, did ever trust in the Lord and was confounded? No. It's true, right? Or did any abide in his fear and was forsaken? No. They were never forsaken. The Most High came and got them and saved them out of the world. I said, no. I was in jail not too long ago, and the Most High whopped all the charges, and I walked out scot-free without paying a dime. Okay, all because I got nervous. I got scared. and I fell. Okay? Go not aside lest ye fall. I went aside. That's the reason how I ended up in jail. No bullshit, man. Okay? And that's a testimony of the Most High God's infinite mercy. Okay? For me. He walked out. If you'd have seen the rap sheet of the bullshit that they charged me with, man, come on, man. I didn't even know it was in there. I'll just say it like that. Leave it there. Wow, I didn't. But whatever. I went aside. See, I ain't doing that shit no more. I ain't going aside no more. Fuck that. I learned my lesson. He taught me very well. And a very expensive lesson. Okay. All right. So, Ecclesiasticus, the book of Sirach, chapter 2, verse 10. Or whom did he ever despise that called upon him? Right? He didn't despise you for calling upon the true name of the Lord, Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahweh Shah. Okay? He didn't despise you at all. He didn't despise me. I called him quick. I told him every time I get in trouble with the law, every time I get in trouble with whatever I get in trouble with, I'm going to call you quick. I'm calling you. Ring, 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 ring. Is the Lord there? Okay, I'm calling. Okay, y'all know what I mean by prayer and supplication. But yeah, I'm going to call because there ain't nobody else that can save me. Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahweh Shai is the Lord, right? Shemai, Yasharala, Yahweh, Alahayanawa, Yahweh, Achud. Shemai, Yasharala, Yahweh, Alahayanawa, Yahweh, Achud. Shemai, Yasharala, Yahweh, Alahayanawa, Yahweh, Achud. Hear, O Israel, the Most High, Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahweh Shai is one Lord. Is one. Salaki. Okay? That's what that means. Okay? Anyway. And that's in the Bible. Okay? Anyway, I wish I could remember where it's at. Hear, O Israel, the Lord is one Lord. It's in there, but I just can't remember. It's there. It's like the chapter and all of that's right there, but because I read it, But anyway. Okay. Now, Ecclesiasticus, the book of Sirach, chapter 1, verse 8. There is one wise and greatly to be feared, the Lord sitting upon his throne. Right? And skipping down, verse 13. Whoso feareth the Lord, it shall go well with him at the last, and he shall find favor in the day of his death. Okay? Now, like it says in 2 Ezra chapter 16, there's a great fire of those kindled against us, of those that fear the Lord, and a great insurrection is going to come upon us. Okay? Because, hey, look, man, I'm not going to go join the fucking military to go fight for a country that calls me a nigger when my back is turned. Okay? They talk shit on me to my face and say that we're unworthy to be on the same level as them. I'm not going to fight a battle to help you continue in that wicked bullshit. I ain't doing it. You can only kill me once, asshole. After that, you on this side, but in the spirit, it goes before the Most High God who gave it to put it into that body, where I give account for the things that I had done in my body, whether it was good or bad. Okay? And hopefully, we hope for good and hope for his mercy. Okay? And the Most High puts me in a body, a spiritual body, where inside that body is written in our inward parts the law, statutes, and commandments of the Most High. But we never go off. Thereby default, I become Uberman. I am Superman. I will take off right now. Take off flying some goddamn where, be standing in the air like Superman did in that one movie, Man of Steel, standing over the army in the air. You think that they wasn't shook? Motherfucker came out of nowhere like he just appeared in the air and just poof, he's standing in the air, standing there. They shook. You see what I'm saying? Anyway, Ecclesiasticus, the book of Sirach, chapter 1, verse 14. To fear the Lord is the beginning of wisdom, and it was created with the faithful in the womb. So clearly, if we have faith which is the substance of things hoped for and the evidence of things not seen. For by it the elders have good report, as it is written in the book of Hebrews chapter 11, verse 1. We have this faith. It was given to us in the womb by the Most High God. So that means that he foreknew us, just like he foreknew Isaiah and Jeremiah. Okay, he foreknew both these men in the womb. So if he foreknew them in the womb, that means he knew them in the spirit realm as well. You see? Right? So that goes to show that all we have to do is have faith in his name. Right? Ecclesiastes book, the book of Sirach, chapter 3, verse 28. In the punishment of the proud, there is no remedy, for the plant of wickedness hath taken root in him. The heart of the prudent will understand a parable of a wise man. So there, he's making a clear, concise distinction between those that hear the Most High God and those that do not. Okay, as it is written in Malachi chapter 3, and then we're going to go back off into the Passover. Okay? All right. Malachi chapter 3. They that fear the Lord spake often one unto another, and the Lord hearkened and heard it. And a book of remembrance was and a book of remembrance was written before him for them that fear the Lord and that thought upon his name. Okay? That's what we're doing. We think about the name of Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahweh Shai, we kiss the Son, as it is written in Psalms chapter 2, verse 8. Kiss the Son, lest he be angry, and thou be destroyed by the way. So how do we kiss the Son? Call halal Yahweh, Ba'ashim Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashim Yahweh Kakadash. Right? Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai. That's how you do it. Barakatah means blessings to. Okay, blessings be to. Blessings be to. Right? Yahweh, blessings be to Yahweh Shai. That's a kiss. That's a spiritual kiss on the cheek from us. Okay, in our words. Because remember, the Most High is a spirit and controls the minds and hearts of men. Okay, as it is written in Job chapter 30, verse 14 through 17, as I said earlier. Then children, then heirs, heirs according to the promise of salvation. See? So what we're trying to do is we try to do everything we can to keep the law as best we can. It's simply a rehearsal. It's nothing that we can keep perfectly. It's impossible. We can't. Fuck it. I'll go read it. Let's go read it. Romans chapter 7, verse 14. For we know that the law is spiritual, but I am carnal, sold unto sin. For that which I do, I allow not. For what I would, that do I not. But what I hate, that do I. Right? Okay, I think I ought to go get that in the NLT. That'd be a lot better, huh? Before we get some confusion going on with some shit. I'll go read it in the AMP. It's better. Okay, well, it's the same. All right, let's go read it. Let's go read it. Verse 14. We know that the law is spiritual, but I am a creature of the flesh, worldly, sold into slavery to sin and serving under its control. Okay? That's true. Okay? But I do not understand my own actions. I am baffled and bewildered by them. I do not practice what I want to do, but I am doing the very thing I hate and yielding to my human nature, my worldliness, my sinful capacity. Now, if I habitually do what I do not want to do, that means I agree with the law, confessing that it is good, morally excellent, right? The law, statutes, and commandments is a law of morals, to convict an individual of moral conviction to do what is right, to be able to discern the difference between what is right and what is wrong. Okay? The law was given to the Israelites. It wasn't given to all nations. Okay? The Most High because they worship false gods and idols that do not profit. You see? Romans chapter 7, verse 17. So now, if that is the case, then it is no longer I who do it, the disobedient thing which I despise, but the sinful nature which lives in me. Right? That's where the blood of Yahushua covers you in your mistakes in rehearsing the righteous acts, which is the law, statutes, and commandments of the Lord. Like it says in Ecclesiastes chapter 12, verse 13. Let us hear the conclusion of the whole matter. Fear the Most High and keep his commandments, for this is the whole duty of men. And the only people that the Most High sees as men or trees upon the earth are the Israelites, because his law was given to them and no one else. Okay? Romans chapter 7, verse 18. For I know that nothing good lives in me, that is in my flesh, my human nature, my worldliness, my sinful capacity. For the willingness to do good is present in me, but the doing of good is not. For the good that I want to do, I do not do, but I practice the very evil that I do not want. Verse 20. No longer the one doing it, that is, it is not me that acts, but the sinful nature which lives in me. So I find in it, hey, shut up, or I'm going to put your ass in the house. So I find it to be the law of my inner self that evil is present in me, the one who wants to do good. Okay? For I joyfully delight in the law of the power in my inner self with my new nature. Right? But I see a different law and rule of action in the members of my body, in its appetites and desires, waging war against the law of my mind and subduing me and making me a prisoner of the law of sin which is within my members. O wretched man that I am, who shall deliver me from the body of this death? So like, let me go get these dogs, put their ass in the house. Come here. Y'all go in the house. Sick of bullshit. Go. Come here, Bubble. Go. Okay, Salakia. For messing that up. Okay. Verse 24, Romans chapter 7, verse 24. O wretched man that I am, who shall deliver me from the body of this death? Right? Because it's the sinful nature that's in me that makes us do and go wrong and go off all the time. Okay? But the law, statutes, and commandments of the Most High God is what makes us a good person, what makes us perfect within. But without, the first thing we do is of our people don't want to know the difference and know their sinful nature more than they know what is good. Right? So we try to do everything we can. We're wretched and miserable. We want to keep the law, statutes, and commandments, but we can't keep it perfectly. Just like the Passover. We can't keep the Passover perfectly. I can't. I got to contend with this lunatic that I married. But that's all good fun, man. You know what I'm saying? But the Most High Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai, we're trying to do what we can. Okay? And, the Most High will be able to pierce the veil of our flesh and see into our heart and our spiritual man, the inner self that I was referring to, in the hopes that we're doing it right. And see the sincerity of it, of the actions that we're doing in order to do right, in order to please him. So we hope for good and we hope for his mercy. Right? Look at the prophets of old. Has anyone ever called upon the Most High and was forsaken? Right? Has anyone ever depended on the Lord and was confounded? Nope. So therein lies our hope. Faith, the substance of things hoped for and the evidence of things not seen. Right? So, but like I said before, and me serving on this Passover, we try to do the best we can. That's all I can do, man. I can't do it. I can't do it perfectly. But, I roasted my meat. Y'all watched me do that on camera. So I'm going to go and get off this deal. But before I do, okay, let's see. We got to prepare for civil unrest, right? Definition of civil unrest. Last warning. Civil unrest is a form, because we hope that this is the last Passover that we have here in Babylon the Great. That's all we got is hope, man. We ain't got nothing else. Shit, I ain't perfect. I'm far from it. Trust me, okay? But I'm trying, man. All we can do is try. We can't do it perfectly, God damn it. Everything is set up against us. The food is tainted. We don't know if it's pure lamb. We don't know if it's a male. It might be a female. How the fuck do we know, man? Is it not written that we should eat our bread defiled amongst the heathen where we were scattered? So our bread, our food is defiled. Everything's defiled here. Even our clothing. The Most High says that the food that we have is supposed to, okay, be of one fabric. Anything else mixed in with that fabric is an abomination before the Lord. And if you look on the back of the tag of your shirt, okay, it's made out of 3 or 4 different fabrics: rayon, polyester, cotton, and some other shit. Right? See? So these devils set up everything here in America in order to be adverse to all righteousness. They stole this land from the indigenous population of people that were already here and said that they discovered the place. They raped, murdered, and pillaged. They took 250 million people that were here and raped, murdered, and pillaged them because they never seen a sword before. Okay? Those that were here. Okay? Because they weren't of the warrior caste. Okay? Esau, Edom came over here with swords and metal vests and helmets and just wiped out and damn near the entire population of the people that were here. Just decimated the entire population. 250 million fucking people, man. Men, women, and children together. Right? They took the little girls and sold them as slavery. They sold them as for wine. And one of the videos, an individual said that they sold, George Washington sold a black woman for a barrel of molasses. What the fuck? Did it not fit the biblical prophecy in Joel chapter 3, verse 3? They sold a boy for harlots and a girl for wine that they might drink. This is the wickedness of these goddamn devils, man. And we trying to hope and pray that Yahweh Shah miss us with the judgment and the indignation. The cup of the Lord's indignation. Miss us with that. And destroy 2/3, which is the condemnation of the Lord. Right? That is the condemnation and the consumption decreed. Because they won't listen to common sense and reason. It's on them, not us. We're trying to do the righteous acts. We're trying to do and rehearse everything and try to do the best we can. That's all we can do. Right? Civil unrest is a form of collective disturbance or disorder involving groups of people ranging from peaceful demonstrations to violent riots. Public disturbances of large gatherings of people expressing grievances and causing disorder, often violating the law and requiring intervention to maintain public safety. It stems from widespread conditions. Civil disobedience. Civil disobedience is the deliberate refusal to follow specific laws, such as illegal sit-ins or blocking or breakdown in law and order. Right? Crowds may be influenced by emotional contagion, transforming a peaceful protest into a violent mob. So this way they can institute martial law. Listen, January 20th, 2025, when Donald Trump was inaugurated, sworn in by satanic power on the earth as president, because they set him up to bring in the destruction of the old world order under paper currency and petrodollars, and to bring in the new world order under blockchain and central bank digital currency with digital ID. And the only way to access that digital ID is with an RFID microchip. Okay, this is going to bring civil disobedience. Well, they will not regard their kings nor princes, and their course of their actions shall stand in their power. Right? 2nd Ezra chapter 15. Okay? That's going to bring in that civil unrest. Right? And deliberate refusal to follow specific laws. That's civil disobedience. Right? Okay, now let's go get Matthew chapter 24. Salakia. I went too far. Matthew. Yeah, Romans. I went to Romans. Okay, let's go to Matthew chapter 24, verse. Man, come on. Verses 6. And you shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. Okay? So the end ain't yet, just yet. But it's coming. You can evermore best believe that. Okay? Verse 7. For nation shall rise against nation. That's what you see in the news today. Hell, Vladimir Putin just jumped into the Middle East war on the side of Iran. North Korea said if Iran needs any nuclear weapons, just call him on the phone. China works with Russia. They live on the same continent. Okay? So Iran's got all the backing, financial and military, that they need in order to repel the forces of wickedness, the forces of darkness, which is these American military. Okay? Because they are the hammer of the whole earth. Since America is the hammer of the whole earth, broken asunder, is torn asunder and broken, the only way they can be torn asunder and broken is that the other heathen nations stand up against them. And they start losing this battle. Donald Trump is losing this war, and the Iranian M.O.T.B Khomeini, the leader of Iran, is winning. Okay, through guerrilla warfare and guerrilla war tactics. Through using asymmetrical war tactics to pick apart the enemy piece by piece in different areas, right? And going to force compliance of all of the European Gulf nations, or not European Gulf nations, but all of the global South and the Gulf nations, of all the Gulf nations there, to fight on the side of Iran, because they're going to start seeing America turn on Lebanon. It's going to turn on Syria, which it's already done. Libya, it's already done. It's going to turn on Saudi Arabia. It's going to turn on Oman. It's going to turn on Iraq, which is already done. It's going to turn on Afghanistan. Pakistan is fighting against the Afghanistanians right now as we speak, right? Okay, so all of these Gulf nations are going to get band together and repel the forces of darkness off their lands. I mean, their military bases are already shot. They're already destroyed. They're already fucked anyway, right? This is the time that the Most High is choosing to visit these devils with the cup of his indignation, as he had promised, right? All the nations are mad at Esau, Edom, the so-called white man. So, like it says in the book of Job, in the fullness of his sufficiency, he shall be in straits. In other words, he's going to have a problem getting his new world order off the ground, because nobody's going to goddamn comply. Okay? Ain't nobody going to comply with this lunatic. Fuck him. He's done. Okay? It's just a matter of time. Weeks. If you ask me, in my personal opinion. But of course, I speak as a man. I don't know for sure. But I believe it's going to take a matter of weeks. They're going to use a thermonuclear device, an atomic bomb, okay, on Iran, on the city of Tehran. Okay? And America done fucked up right then, because all the nations are going to fire on America. EU nations are going to be wiped out as collateral damage. Okay? How can America, Donald Trump just made a threat, said that we're going to pull out peacefully, but before we go, we're going to destroy your electrical infrastructure and have you sit in the dark just like Cuba. That's what he said in so many words. Okay? They went in turn and told Donald Trump and the rest of the heathen nations, well, I'm going to go for your cyber infrastructure so you can't get your new world order off the fucking ground. The only way to do that is use an electromagnetic pulse device. And Russia, if Iran asks Russia for any weapons to help them, because they're going to ask North Korea. North Korea's got an EMP. They can use it. Okay, if Russia has got an EMP, electromagnetic pulse weapon, right? They can use it. The Iranians can use it. The Caramanians, the dragons of Arabia. Okay? This is going to bring about the civil disobedience and civil disorder, the civil unrest, the national draft. They're going to draft women too. Between the ages of 18 and 42? Oh, shit. That's a vast majority of American citizens. They ain't going for that shit. Okay? It's bad enough that black folks and the Latinos do it. But can you imagine white folks doing this shit? They're going to destroy every goddamn thing, man. Okay? Ain't nothing going to be standing. As part of their job description, had to obey selective service. Right? And they had to sign up with the selective service for the military. What then? Oh, shit. Okay? Ain't going to be no fire department. Shit set on fire, it's just going to burn to the goddamn ground. It's going to be smoke everywhere. Damn, you can't breathe. The people are going to do something about it, man. Okay? It's like you. Got to get that out of there. The people are going to do something about it. You think they ain't? These devils know what they're doing, man. They want this country destroyed because this is the last vestige of the holdout of getting on board with the central bank digital currency and blockchain. This is the last holdout, America. Canada's doing it. Blockchain. Everybody's got to be in there. Right? So if you Google civil unrest and disobedience in the UK, you're going to pull up thousands of videos of different angles of civil unrest and disobedience. Okay, of people that refuse to take this digital ID. Is the digital ID the mark of the beast? We don't know for sure. But we do know that digital ID is a part of the mark of the beast, the M.O.T.B. It's got who you are, where you work, where you live, right? That's digital ID. Then it's got your medical records. Okay, and then it's got what you get paid from your job. You have all of that shit combined in one little chip the size of a grain of rice. That's crazy. And it can be accessed with, it's got a 3-digit barcode system. Okay? A 3-digit barcode system. That ought to tell you something. That's the number of a man. And his number was 603 right? The mark of the beast, the name of the beast, or the number of his name. Right? So, you take that mark, you're fucked. But then, the civil unrest has to come apart first. People are going to be forced. Because when they push this mark of the beast, you can depend on civil unrest on steroids. Civil disobedience, they ain't giving a fuck about the police. Police going to get shot. Okay? Because these motherfuckers want to rage. They ain't got no way to pay for their food. Okay? They ain't got no way to pay for their groceries. They ain't got no way to pay their rent. They're afraid to get put out on the street. These are white people. They don't know how to deal with adversity. They can't deal with that shit because America was set up for their benefit. White privilege, white supremacy. They can't deal with that shit. Oh no, they're going to lose it. Matthew chapter 24, verse 7. For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom. There shall be famines and pestilences and earthquakes in diverse places. All these are the beginnings of sorrows. And then you can see that. Where's it at? Amos chapter 5, verse 10. They hate him that rebuketh in the gate, and they abhor him that speaketh uprightly. Right? Like it says in Isaiah chapter 30, verse 20. Thy teachers shall not be removed into a corner anymore, but thine eyes shall see thy teachers. And our teachers are individuals that rebuketh in the gate, and the chief places of concourse, as it is written in Proverbs chapter 1, verse 20 through 24. 20 through 22. Salakia. And they abhor him that speaketh uprightly. What does abhor mean? What is that? I'll put my device. Okay. Right here. Okay. Abhor. Let's go into the definition of abhor. Okay. Hold on. Let's get it. Boom. Okay. Hold on. Where was I at? I was in Amos, right? In 10. Right? Abhor. Abhor. They abhor. Ta'ab. Ta'ab.
Strong's H8581. Ta'av. Ta'av.
Okay. Ta'ab. Ta'ab. Okay. To abhor, to be abominable, to do abominably, to be abhorred, to be detested in the ritual sense or in the ethical sense. To loathe, regard as an abomination. Wow. To utterly abhor, to morally detest, to loathe. Define loathe. Loathe is a verb meaning to feel intense dislike, disgust, or liking, often implying deep hatred or extreme aversion. And that's Esau, Edom, the so-called white man. They don't live in the inner cities. They go way out in the goddamn suburbs. They go further out in the fucking rural areas. That's extreme aversion. That is a deep-seated hatred. Right? Those motherfuckers hate us, man. They loathe us. That's a deep hatred. Okay? And what we try to do is we try to bring that to light and put it on the internet for people to understand who the fuck your enemy is. But 2/3 of our people won't listen to what we're saying. They want to be idiots. Literally. Right? Amos chapter 5, verse 12. For I know your manifold transgressions and your mighty sins. They afflict the just, they take a bribe, and they turn aside the poor in the gate and from their right. Right? That's IUIC, GOCC, and ISUPK, ain't it? Sakari, all the rest of the motherfuckers, man. They turn aside the just, right? From their right, from doing the right thing. Right? They push Cicero Borgia, Jeebus Cross bullshit. They do. Okay? Therefore the prudent shall keep silence in that time, for it is an evil time. The prudent, those individuals such as myself and others like me, and individuals on this channel, other individuals that watch these videos. Okay? These are the individuals who are prudent, that want to know what's going on. You see? Because there won't be any communication. If you live in a state that's 2 states away from your camp, or a state away from your camp, because the closest camps I got is the one in Oklahoma and the one in Kansas City. Them is the 2 major camps. Okay? And that's anywhere between 2 to 4 hours away from here. Well, like I said before, a man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able, under civil unrest and civil disobedience. Shit, we ain't going nowhere. Turn around and go back where you came from. Go through that grass and go back where you came from. You can't come over here. Okay? That's how they're going to do in martial law. Seek good and not evil, that ye may live, and so the Lord, the God of hosts, Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushai, shall be with you as ye have spoken. Hate the evil and love the good, and establish judgment in the gate. It may be that the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushai, the power of hosts, will be gracious unto the remnant of Joseph. Okay? Now, Amos chapter 8, verse 11. Behold, the days come, saith the Lord Yahweh, that I will send a famine in the land, not a famine of bread nor a thirst for water, but of hearing the words of the Lord. And they shall wander from sea to sea, and from the north even to the east. They shall run to and fro to seek the word of the Lord, and shall not find it. How are you not going to be able to find the word of the Lord when you got a Bible on your nightstand? The individuals that can properly break down the biblical scriptures, so this way you'll have an idea as to what to do. You won't be able to find us on the highways and byways. They'll make it against the law. You see? The prudent shall keep them to them. Amos chapter 4. Ezekiel chapter 3, verse 26. And I will make thy tongue cleave to the roof of thy mouth, that thou shalt be dumb, and shall not be to them a reprover. Open thy mouth, and thou shalt say unto them, thus saith. Right? Verse 25. But thou, O son of man, behold, they shall put bands upon thee, and shall bind thee with them, and thou shalt not go out among them. Right? So like, okay. Okay. So we ain't doing nothing wrong, man. We're doing exactly what the Most High Yahweh Bashim Yahushua ordered. Okay. Okay, the sun is about to go down. Let's go to Isaiah chapter 30. Verse 20. Right? And 21. And though the Lord give you the bread of adversity and the water of affliction, yet shall not see thy teachers, and thine ears shall hear a word behind thee, saying, this is the way, walk ye in it. When ye turn to the right, and when ye turn to the left, ye shall defile also the covering of thy graven images of silver, and the ornament of thy molten images of gold. Thou shalt cast them away as a minstrel's cloth. Thou shalt say unto it, get thee hence. And that's what happened when we left the Roman Catholic Church and Universalist ideology and Christianity. You know, we cast it off like it was a minstrel's cloth. It's bullshit. Because we had individuals to break down the truth of the Holy Scriptures, of what was going on. You know, because these devils don't want us to know the truth as to who we are. Damn that. They don't want the truth. No, you don't. They don't want no truth. Want us to know the truth. That ain't what they want. They want us to know a lie and to be able to perpetuate a lie through us and everybody else following suit. Because they know that the tribe of Judah is the head tribe of the house of Israel. And whatever the tribe of Judah does, everybody, all the other tribes will follow in suit, and all the other nations will follow in after the rest of the tribes. That's what they know, man. Okay. Isaiah chapter 19. A swift cloud, and shall come into Egypt, and the idols of Egypt shall be moved at his presence, and the heart of Egypt shall melt in the midst of it. And I will set the Egyptians against the Egyptians, and they shall fight everyone against his brother, and everyone against his neighbor, city against city, and kingdom against kingdom. And the spirit of Egypt shall fail in the midst thereof, and I will destroy the counsel thereof, and they shall seek to the idols, and to the charmers, and to them that have familiar spirits, and to the wizards. And the Egyptians will I give over into the hand of a cruel Lord. And that cruel Lord is Donald Trump. Okay? Has to be. Nothing else makes any sense. This motherfucker here, man, he says he came in and said, came in peaceably. Like it says in the book of Daniel, chapter 8. He came in peaceably with words of peace. The Democrats did this. I'm going to do that. There's not going to be any more war. That's the first goddamn thing he did. 1 year has passed since this motherfucker's been inaugurated, and we're at World War III. Already. What the actual fuck? Okay? So whenever you get done, man, I will give the Egyptians over into the hand of a cruel Lord, and a fierce king shall rule over them. What would make him fierce? To make it mandatory that you have to take the radio frequency identification microchip. He's going to get on every news station and every telecommunications device on a global scale and tell the people that they have to take this RFID microchip, the central bank digital currency, okay, blockchain. Your money is going to be 1-to-1. So if you got $1 on your regular paycheck, that dollar would be transferred to digital currency, and it would be worth the same. Okay? But nobody wants to do business with America because of this cruel bastard. Okay? Blow up a school full of school children. Blow up hospitals and advocate for the shit. And then give through the earth. I got a weak network connection. I got a weak network connection, y'all. So anyway, I was just going to go through, prepare for civil unrest, because it's coming. All right. But anyway, I'm going to go in here and enjoy my Passover. It's quiet. My woman, she left to go hang out with her kids. It's cool. You know, so this way I can take advantage of the Passover meat. So, damn, the grill was still hot. So, anyway, all praises to the Most High, Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Kakodash. I hope this video brought some edification on what's going on in the world on the day of the Passover. Hopefully, this is the last Passover that we have to deal with on. They're going to end up killing us all. They really are. They're going to succeed. The Lord already said our food will be defiled amongst the heathen, right? Okay. So, like I said before, all praises to the Most High, Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Kakadash. Shalom.